Hello there, beautiful souls and beautiful humans. Welcome to our full moon in Aries, co-creation meditation, world service and healing. And this is really our opportunity to gather together with the intention to do something profound for ourselves and also for the collective. And as I was just saying before we started recording, if we realize just how powerful each of us is and also how much impact we have on others when we join together in this way with an intention to raise our frequency and to bring to light that which is hidden that stops us being able to maintain that frequency, we do something really, really powerful for the collective. Even if you just imagine that you influence 1,000 others, that is so much less than is the truth, but just go with that for you influence 1,000 others just by coming up and showing here, and that is the key. So I'm really grateful you're here. For those of you who are new to me, I am RozyGlow Hannis. I am the founder of the Star Peace Movement. I'm on a mission to express to the world really the message of just how powerful every one of us are. We are the author, we are the director, we are the executive producer, we are the main character in our own movie, our own podcast, our own book. And really we get this opportunity to create something we want out of what we don't want, and that is the gift of this particular full moon. So if you're new to the format of what we actually do here, we'll do a little grounding in, and then I'll share a little bit of content to prepare you for the co-creation meditation. Then we're going to go into this process, which is a reality crafting process. I do this to showcase to you what I actually do in my coaching work, in my mentoring work, when I'm supporting those ready to live as their soul selves, their higher self, and co-create their reality consciously in this world. This is one aspect of all of the different tools we use, and everything is required to be in resonance. So just remember, you're here with your conscious will. You chose to be here, so that's your conscious mind saying yes. Your super conscious is guiding you, which is your higher self, your soul self, and that's what Star Peace is. It's your oversoul, it's your super conscious energy, right? And your subconscious is requiring some clearing, detoxing and aligning to come into resonance with your conscious and superconscious will. So this is the joy of us choosing the path of co-creating, which is slightly different to manifesting. And even with law of attraction, I just want to say that we're attracted to these concepts because we realize that we're either here to have life happen to us or to participate in the co-creation of life. And when you participate in the co-creation of life, you are truly calling in your soul to guide you. And that is when we are awakened, ascending, enlightened humans on this earth. So if you like the sound of that, please do hit me a like, hit me a comment, let me know that you resonate. And if you are joining me on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for showing up and participating. At this point, I am going to say that I have just opened a Rumble account. There are things I haven't talked about, including RB, which I will be making some little nuances towards, but essentially our invitation in any situation we find ourselves in is to consider the narrative we want to energize. And I will say to you, for any challenge that you are currently facing, to ask the question, what good can come from this? And that is how we turn resentment into gratitude, which is the theme of today's co-creation. We have some I am statements that we're going to be seeding. And I hope that you've had a chance to catch up with the new moon in Virgo energy update, because that is where I laid out really the foundations of this. So if you haven't yet and you're catching the replay, you might want to pause this, go and check that video out and then come back. But either way, I'm going to give you some time to really tune into resentments you would like to clear. And they've probably been coming up in your dreams. They may be manifesting in your body as physical ailments. They may be manifesting as beliefs that just keep looping in your head right now. But there'll be elements of things you just can't let go of, like a dog with a bone. And this is the stuff that is calling to be cleared for yourself and the collective. So we're going to get on and do it. Let's start with our little blessing. Please start with rubbing your hands together. And then take your lovely deep breath in, reaching up. And as you breathe out, bring your hands down through your center. We're connecting to the brewing full moon energy in Aries. This is the infant, the newborn of the zodiac. The entrepreneur is what Yasmin said in Forever Conscious. And I love that. It's like, it's the version of us that has an idea and no concept of whether or not it's going to be hard, what kind of issues could show up. There's that, you know, enthusiasm that comes, if you like, from a lack of experience, of life experience. And that's a good thing. We want to harness that, hence me wearing the red. Now let yourself press your hands together at your chest, lift up. And as you lift your sternum, please just open and close your eyes just a few times. And as you do, notice that you are safe. The world is the same. When you open and you close your eyes, the room's the same. So then gently close your eyes and give yourself permission to relax in your body. Welcome your breath. Just for a moment, become aware of what you're sitting on or what you're standing on or lying down on. Is it soft? Is it comfortable? Is it warm? Do you need to adjust yourself? And notice whether you are sitting a little to your right or to your left in terms of your center of gravity. It'd be really nice just to make a few little circles around your tailbone, just gently undoing any tension in the base of the body. And go towards the part of your pelvis that seems a little lifted. The part of your pelvis that needs to ground a little bit more. So for me, my left buttock is not as grounded as my right, so I'm spiraling towards my left. And aim to breathe in and out through your nose. Give permission for your mind to relax, to become the scribe and the witness of this experience. In a moment, we'll do a short invocation to call in our I am presence. This is the part of us that is closest to source all that is, to the infinite spirit that is the harmonic frequency of love, joy, peace. The energies that allow us to bring harmony into our lives, balance, a sense of thriving, purpose, contentment, and fulfillment. In ourselves and in this world, we are moving beyond duality into oneness. So as you feel yourself pressing your hands together, you're neutralizing opposing forces within you by making a choice to surrender to the heart. The heart organ and the energy center is what allows you to download your previous incarnations, the wisdom of your soul. All the experiences you've ever had in all of creation will allow you to bring comfort and allow unification wherever there is division, duality, separation. So we're calling aspects of our soul back. We're integrating all parts of our being. Good. Now just dance around the tip of your tailbone so it's a super tiny little move. Till it's just an internal dance. And then with your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you. Establishing a boundary, which is essential for all the light workers, the star seeds, the empaths. Go the other way. Just establish now safe space for you to step into. So drawing the nose up and down, choosing to be a conduit of source energy, allowing your body to be filled with source, all that is, and then inhaling chin neutral. Exhale, turn your head to the left and release the hold that resentment has had on you ever in your life. And in this present moment, just allow yourself to release those stories so they no longer form the sense of who you are. They're part of your persona, your ego identity, but they're not your truth. So let them go. And then inhale, center. And exhale now, turning your head to the right, sending your breath into the future, welcoming the sense of freedom, expansion, satisfaction, and fulfillment that comes from knowing Every time you experience a trigger of resentment, you're being called to come into alignment, to seek the lesson and to transmute into gratitude. It's a practice you're learning today. And inhale, center. Exhale, drop your chin to your beautiful heart. And just open up the palms of your hands so the outside of your palms are touching, little fingers are touching, like you're opening a book. Now let the smile in your heart beam out onto the pages of this book. This is a new story, a new chapter that you are creating now. Let that light beam into your sphere. So you step into the sphere you created with your nose, expand that sphere all around you. How big can you make it so that it still feels safe? And let the light of your soul shine through your heart onto the pages in front of you and into your sphere. This is your creativity studio. This is where you get to create a narrative you want to align with. And then when you're ready, bring one hand to the center of your chest, bring your drink up to your heart. And let's impulse into this liquid, our I am presence. So you can repeat out loud after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am the creation. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am divine infinite love. I am divine sacred wisdom. I am divine creative power. I am that I am. As you welcome your breath, we welcome the diva that is the cacao diva, the spirit of pure harmony, compassion, and unconditional love. And this is towards ourselves. Now, when you have an orchestra, you have different instruments all playing different notes. They're playing different octaves. And everything they're playing kind of works together. And this is the thing about our own consciousness, our multidimensional consciousness. When we're in alignment with our soul truth, everything works together. It's the rich tapestry of our being. The deep, deep notes support the super high notes. And the intricacies, the details, they add beautiful cadences, harmonics, color, flavor, texture to our experience. That's why we create, for the joy of it. So with this, let's send the sound Ma into the earth to activate our earth chakras and purify our connection to the crystalline grid. Let's send the sound Om into the universe to connect to the divine mind grid, to our divine consciousness, our superconscious, and the superconscious of all those on this planet. And from our hearts, the sound to connect us to the divine matrix, the divine human heart grid, and activate this higher consciousness in all of humanity. Their choice whether they heed the call, but we offer it. The deep breath in. Ma. Om. Just feel this. Feel your body's response. And into your purified energy field, please call in our star families, our soul families, our guides, teachers of the purest vibrations of love and light, our angels, archangels, the ascended masters, angels, fairies, goddesses, gods, all the beings we resonate with that support us to live as our highest selves. They're all aspects of who we are. They're just easier for us to associate with as we see them outside of us rather than inside, but they're all part of our oneness. So welcome, 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 rainbow dragons, welcome unicorns, welcome all the beings that are supporting the ascension of this planet and humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now gently bow your head to your beautiful heart, smile into your heart and let yourself gently come back. Well done. Okay, so I'm going to speed on and invite you just to make some notes and drink your drinks. I'm currently on a 2-day water fast. Very excited about it, actually, nearly finished. And I discovered that this is a way of cultivating more joy because it actually resets your dopamine levels and the serotonin. So I didn't know that before. 2 days ago, I heard about it. I was like, well, let's do it. And this is the thing, is cultivating a connection with what brings you joy is part of cultivating a connection with what you feel grateful for, right? So, you know, we're living in a world where at the moment we turn anything on outside of our environment, like it's up to us whether we turn the TV on, the radio on, what we read, right? But the moment we connect with the world outside of what we create, we are bombarded with messaging. The important thing for you to consider is, what is the messaging you are tuning into? What do you electively, whether you're conscious of it or not, maybe it's what your parents did, so you do it too. Maybe it's what your partner does, so you do it. But what do you tune into? And is it supporting you into a sense of oneness, or is it taking you into more division? And I say this because the world is still in a state of huge, on the outside, complexity and duality. And resentment, we're just going to go into in a moment, is really a lack of alignment, isn't it? It's a lack of harmony and balance. It's a sense of something being unexpressed that hasn't been metabolized. So being willing to deal with how we really feel, our discomfort, and to look for ways to transmute it, to change the energy of it. It's energy, it's all energy, okay? But either it's going to bring us down, or we can work with it and we can actually spin it into a higher frequency so it can actually help us to lift up. But ironically, we have to root down to rise up. So the more you go deep into the mud of your unconscious, not by looking for trouble, but by being willing to bring to the surface the suppressed emotions, the not nice elements, this is how you're going to then be able to bring more of your light into your being, more of your soul consciousness, because actually what you're doing is you're clearing up the density, you're bringing the light into it, the frequency of light is higher, therefore it starts to shift what is there already. And I say this in relation to a particular male who I would call has been very much on the path. RB are the initials, as you know, and the kind of state that he's going through at the moment, because for a long time he's been, you know, bringing new awareness to the world through the different channels of communication. When I say new, he's bringing to the surface that which has been hidden. Now, anyone who's done that in the past has ended up with the finger being pointed at them, and look, here it is happening again. And suddenly the lid is being opened on the version of him he used to be when he was less enlightened, less ascended. Now, all of us have this story in us, okay? We've all done things we're not proud of. We've all done things that maybe we do differently in the future. And again, when we talk about resentment, we ask the question, you know, is this a lack of forgiveness towards ourselves and others? What's happening that's triggering old wounds in us through key players that are in the public eye? And how easy is it for us to create judgment, which then creates more separation? I'm always going to ask you to come back to what good can come from this, and I'll make separate videos about that particular situation. But what I'm seeing in particular, and this does relate to us today, is the invitation to evolve beyond the wound of misogyny. Now, misogyny is really, you know, if I use the Greek word, I'll tell you a Greek word. Misogyny is really when we're just not honoring the feminine, right? We're not honoring the feminine inside of us, and we're not honoring the feminine around us. Now, there's also the argument for the fact that, do we honor the masculine? Where is there suppression, subjugation? Where is there, this sense of expecting people of whatever gender to play to specific roles? And the wound of resentment passes from one gender to the next through the mother line. It passes through the womb. Okay, we all get about 9 months or so in a soup of hormonal cocktail, a soup or cocktail of hormones that we grow in and becomes the baseline of our normal. And this is the unexpressed stuff that our mothers are processing all of the time as they're dealing with the world around them. So this is not about blame, and it's not about judgment. What I invite you to participate in as a concept is that you are very often feeling things that are not yours. You've inherited these feelings, these emotions to bring to light and to release. So whatever happens in your life is an opportunity to trigger old wounds, to bring light and love and healing to them. And if we're not getting something we want in this world, we have to ask the question, am I asking for it? Am I showing up? And am I asking for it? And the Aries energy is very much about speaking up, daring to be the one that says, hey, me first. I want my question answered. Notice me, hear me, see me. I need this. I want this. And most of us are good people. We don't like to do that. So I would love you just to ponder that. And whilst I'm talking, feel free to use the text box to actually be able to share anything that's coming up for you around what you want to clear in terms of resentment. I've got some I am statements I'll be going into shortly. I'm keeping an eye on the time. So I'm just going to remind everybody that resentment is an upsetting feeling for a person or a place triggered by real, imagined, or misunderstood injustice. Okay, so real, imagined, or misunderstood injustice. So symptoms of resentment: we feel negatively about a situation. We feel less valued and we're more detached. We feel less valued and detached, so we can feel very attached to outcomes and to being right. You regret lowering your boundaries. You feel hopeless and want to avoid conflict. So all of this is, either self-attack or wanting to attack others. Now, when we look at anger versus resentment, just to get some definition, anger is aggressive behavior in response to a threat. It's immediate action and can be put off when the stimulus is not around. When it comes to resentment, this is triggered when a threat is dealt with or without being aggressive a lot of the time, right? It can be built over the years and can stay even when the stimulus is long gone. So it actually gets ruminated in the brain and in the mind. Now, the impact on the body is huge because it's actually attacking us. When we are thinking attacking thoughts towards others or ourselves, we are attacking our own being because we are all one. So any form of autoimmune disorder, dis-ease, is going to have a relationship to self-attack. So the answer to that is forgiveness. Now, forgiveness can be incredibly difficult to do if we can't accept the situations that have occurred that have brought the resentment in the first place. So if you find it hard to forgive, can we firstly deal with accepting the situations that have occurred, or accepting we may have seen things in a way that isn't helpful for us? And for everyone who feels like they're processing stuff, they don't know why it's there. It might not even be yours. It might not be something that you have directly experienced. It might be something that you have inherited, and therefore it is down for you to clear. That's all it is. So let's actually start with some biofeedback. Let's actually get some information about where and what we're storing in our body. So I mentioned that there are essentially 6 zodiac signs, and this was in the new moon co-creation, the new moon energy update. 6 signs that tend to have a very strong relationship with resentment. So the first one is Scorpio. Now we're going to be coming into the Scorpio season after Libra. Okay, so Scorpios, walls are high and strong, and once they are put up, you can forget about breaking them down. So very, very difficult to forgive Scorpios. Scorpios create the saying, "You're dead to me." And basically what happens with Scorpios is if you do something to a Scorpio that they perceived as a slight, a betrayal, or humiliation, there's a pretty good chance that your actions will cause some kind of big time resentment. So that's the first question to ask yourself. Do you feel slighted? by anyone or anything? Is there a sense of betrayal that is lurking in you presently? Or humiliation? So let's actually get some biofeedback from this. So if you just take a moment, make sure your arms and your legs are uncrossed, close your eyes and ask yourself, ask your inner being, am I harboring any resentment relating to feeling slighted, to feeling humiliated, or feeling betrayed? Is there any resentment within my being or my consciousness that is relating to feeling slighted, feeling slighted, feeling betrayed, or feeling humiliated? And just notice if anywhere in your body actually starts to respond. For me, it's my throat. So perhaps it's things I haven't said around feeling slighted, betrayed, or humiliated. Maybe it's a fear of humiliating yourself through what you want to say. So resentment relating to these concepts. Is there any cellular memory around it? And if you have got one or two or three, write down where you're feeling it in your body. And if there is a memory that's coming up, a situation, a belief, write it down. So you're doing this for everyone. So I know in me, I'm just going to own that I can feel resentment around the fact that it's not easy to speak our truth in public. If we dare to speak truth, we can end up being persecuted, as we've seen time and again. But it seems like it's not a level playing field here on Earth. Let's move on. We're going to go to Taurus now. So Taurus, the next full moon is going to be in Taurus. This full moon in Taurus is going to be all about what's in the way of us feeling safe and secure with our resources, with our sense of comfort. So what happens with resentment and Taurus is they can get stuck in things. They never forget, but they also want to be comfortable in their lives and tend to recognize when baggage like resentments is not in their best interest. So at some point, a Taurian will let go. But ultimately, what Taurians like is the righting of a wrong, some sense of injustice being dealt with. So repayment on a loan. I know with my husband, he's a Taurian, an apology, an acknowledgement, and an apology means the world to him. So where do you feel in your life that perhaps there is an apology that you are expecting that you haven't received? And where are you holding on to something that has happened that's actually creating some pain in your life? Again, notice in your body any resentment relating to holding on to things, to feeling like you want some kind of payback, apology. And as I say that, I feel that down in my solar plexus. And that can easily be relating to work that, efforts that you've put in, that we've put in, that haven't been honored, acknowledged. We haven't been recognized for our good work. Resentment of being invisible. Then we're going to move on to Aries. So this is our full moon. So this is going to be very poignant. And Aries are able to let things go, and that because they're passionate and they're driven. But if there are things left unsaid, this can cause some kind of resentment. So is there anything that has been left unsaid in your world? Maybe you didn't let them say something. So let's just translate this to, do you feel you've had to shut yourself down to keep the peace? And there's a lot of that we've done in the collective as well, right? Can't rock the boat, can't say it. It's not worth it. It'll cause more damage. Maybe with a family member, of a partner, you shut down how you really feel in order to try and maintain a relationship. Where are you feeling this in your body? Words left unsaid. And let's just see, there's something more coming through with that one as well, which is there's something you're scared to say. How can you say it in a way that allows you to say it? Okay, we're going to move on to Virgo. Virgo is all about impossible standards. So this sense of pressure that you put on yourself, you know, to be perfect, to fulfill impossible standards, and then you resent yourself for falling short of your goals. Maybe, for example, you decide to do a 5-day water fast, never done one before, kind of setting yourself up to fail. You have no idea what you're going to encounter, but you set a goal that's almost unachievable and then beat yourself up for not being able to achieve it. Or maybe another way around with this one is that you have such high expectations of yourself that you have incredibly high expectations of others, and you feel let down by them not being able to meet your expectations. So let's just ask any Virgo resentment wounds inside of us. So that definitely lights up my sacral chakra. And, you know, sacral chakra is to do with desires. So what do you desire? What do you long for? What is it that you have felt like you've been reaching for a long time, but it's not coming? However hard you try, you're reaching for it, it's not coming. Just own how you feel about that. Are you envious? Are you angry? Like, what flavors of this resentment is there? Like, what's it bringing up for you? And is it to a particular person? Is it to an authority? Is it to a sector of our society? Is it to a person? Cancer. So Cancers can hold on to a grudge and onto resentment, and they'll remember what you did that made them upset forever. So they don't like to speak their truth because they really care about others. So once they shut down, and it can be very, very difficult to open back up again. So where do you avoid what's difficult to deal with in your relationships? Where do you shut down in order to keep the peace? But it comes to the point that you've lived with something left unsaid for so long that it's almost like you're living a lie. So the protective shell of Cancer comes up. And remember, we've all got all these elements inside of us. So it's not about being a particular sign. It's just about where is it that you are pushing down how you feel because you don't want to hurt other people's feelings. As a result of that, you've hurt yourself. And now it's gone on for so long, it's difficult to own it. I remember seeing a movie about this, and it was about a woman who'd faked orgasm the first time that she had sex with her partner, and then she carried on faking it all through their relationship. So they came to a point that she just had no idea how to tell him, and it led to an affair and a threesome and all sorts of other things. It was quite interesting in how they got there in the end, but that's the kind of thing where you could end up living a lie. It started innocently enough. So any Cancerian resentments, anywhere where you've pushed down your truth to the point that you're hiding an aspect of your whole being. And finally, the Librans. The Librans that like to keep the peace no matter what. So they'll compromise their own needs for others, which can lead to resentment. Now, the beautiful thing about the Libran energy is it will fight for fairness. Resentment can come from feeling like we've been treated unfairly. So is there anywhere that we feel as though we've been treated unfairly, where something looked like it was happening and then it didn't, and we just feel a sense of injustice down to fairness. So resentment relating to fairness. Oh, again, this is all, it feels very much like it's sacral and solar plexus. It's very tied in with our self-identity, beautiful ones. Okay, we really do want to make sure that we clear all of that. Okay, so we've got here misunderstood, injustice, unacknowledged or disregarded, no compassion or empathy where it's due. I want to clear my mother wound, to feel the grief around her abuse and let go rather than wanting or craving the need for unavailable love in a toxic dynamic. I believe I've allowed it to keep me small and my self-worth low. Maria, book a desire mapping call, please. Let's talk, because you're ready. You lost a lot of teeth due to not speaking up. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So yeah, you're ready. You know, in order for things to shift, you have to acknowledge what's there that's not allowing it. Stuck. Interesting. Some apologies do not come. Okay, it's throat stuff. So let's get on with it. Let's clear it. Okay. Now we've got some I am statements we're going to work with, and I'm going to go straight into the co-creation now. Just before I do this, I just want to say to everybody that, oops, sorry, why is that happening? There we go. Yeah, what I'd love to say is just that the opportunities are right there. Whenever we ask for something, the opportunity will come, but then we have to step beyond what we know. That typically means we step forward, we take a risk, we decide to trust someone to help us with something, right? Now, wherever you're at is where you're at. But remember, when you've put a call out, you don't have to keep putting the call out. Look around you. See what's responded to that call. You're in the vortex of change right now. We are co-creators of our reality. We are learning to use the mighty sword that is the pen and our conscious mind and our voice to create something different. But if our subconscious is not lined up with what we want, we will encounter a lot of resistance that must be cleared. So whatever you're doing in your life, if you are choosing to co-create new reality for yourself and the world, it is essential that you have deprogramming and reprogramming tools for your subconscious, that you are working with mindset and mindfulness. But remember, that's a tiny part of all of this, 5 to 10%, that you are aware that you're co-creating your reality through your intention, your word, your thoughts, your actions, and you are being deliberate and purposeful about how you're showing up, which is all about the manifesting energy as well. And you are working with the physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual aspects of your nature. You are a multidimensional being. You can't just do one without the other. Now, I have got the retreat that's going on at the end of this October. That is the Star Peace self-care retreat for star seeds. You might have never met me before, but if you're feeling the call, this is a great opportunity to dive in quick and to get some really, really powerful shifts occurring in your life now to help you with the next stage. Because once you take a risk, you see the benefits of doing that, you'll feel more confident to move into the next stages. I also have, what else is coming up for me? Well, I've got a 5-day challenge that's coming up, which I'm really excited about, because it's all about how I tie in this star piece message for all of you. So you know that we're all creating the new reality, not from the old ways, but through our imagination. And there's so much I can say online. The rest has to be back end, because this is powerful stuff. Okay, it's not stuff I can really say in a public space. The space isn't for it. So it's inner circle work. And that's why I kind of invite you to have those private conversations. We're moving into a phase now where the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless program, which is my main signature program, is starting back up again next month. And I'm personally involved now in training up the next level of coaches that are going to take on these courses for me. So, you know, Star Peace is a huge mission, and I'll be speaking more and more about it 23, 24 as I publish my book, The Star Peace Star Maps, as well. And it's very exciting because we're, as I say to you again and again, we're so much more powerful than we realize. So in just the work we're doing now in this free space, you're having a shift. If you want to know more about what's available to you, depending on whatever level you're at, there's always something available. So please just take the opportunity to get in touch and find out what is available to you through our community. Make sure you're in the Facebook group Star Peace if you're not already, and on the YouTube channel, because there's lots going on there, and I'll be inviting you all to Rumble. So for now, let's get on with our co-creation. Let's do something really powerful for this world, and let's anchor some beautiful intentions. So when you are ready, here we are for our co-creation meditation, world service, and light language transmission, which is the healing codes for us transmuting resentment into gratitude. Please make sure that your spine is straight, that you are comfortable, that you can just be undisturbed just for a few moments. And then when you're ready, take a lovely deep breath into your heart. And as you breathe out, send your breath all the way down your body, down into the earth, down, down, as far as you can imagine, down to the core of Mother Earth. Now just imagine for a moment that just as we have a sun way above us, we have aspects, particles of that sun in the center of this earth. And so this is a planet of light, of love. Can you feel the soles of your feet buzzing? Just let yourself imagine that you are breathing in from the center of the earth all the way up your body and out through the crown of your head, through our soul chakras, our solar sun, all the way up to the original source of all that is. And now you can imagine that you are standing or sitting in a pillar of bright light. And you have like a beam of light moving down the right side of your being that connects into the core of Mother Earth and anchors in. And then you have a beam of light that moves up the left side of your body and connects up to source through our sun. So the energy that we're connecting to now is source, all that is. It's infinite love. So open yourself up to infinite love. Remember, you're in your sphere. I'm going to energize the outline of your physical body and your light body. So just want to activate the light body after our I am statements. So please do repeat out loud with me after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multidimensional being of love and light. I am the creation. I am putting my soul in control. I am sovereign. I am free. I am aligned with Earth's most graceful, easy, and joyful ascension paradise time. I am surrendering my ego will to my divine will. I am pure infinite love. I am pure sacred wisdom. I am pure creative power. I am respecting my boundaries. I am speaking my truth with love. I am loving up my shadow. I am compassionate towards myself. I am deeply satisfied. I am divine joy. I am deeply grateful towards myself. I am divine fulfillment. I am content in all ways. I am that I am. Okay, so just allow yourself to breathe in and out. Allowing these statements to embed, to be your truth. Notice your body's response. Where do you feel the tingling? And remember, please, that as we do this for ourselves, we are affecting at least 1,000 others with the same frequency codes. All those that we know, everyone who's receptive in our awareness, our consciousness, at least 1,000 and plenty more. Whoever we know who's ready for their next upgrade receives it through ours. So just send this intention down through your feet into your earth chakra, through the crystalline grid. Allow yourself to enjoy. And now let's activate the light body. So please do repeat out loud. Activate, activate, activate my light body. Purify, purify, purify my light body. In all dimensions of space and time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now you should see a 6-pointed star light up around you. Just know it's there, whether you can see it or not. And I invite you just to let yourself start to spin that 6-pointed star. So this is your Merkaba. It's raising your frequency within your sphere, your reality bubble. And some of you may have an integrated diamond-shaped light body at this point. Certainly, if you've done work with me and you've connected with your sacred union partner, then this is a good sign this has happened. And so your diamond-shaped light body may be outside of your sphere. That's fine. Just spin it. It's creating a vortex of frequency. And we invite the full moon of Aries, the healing energies that come through this passionate energy that allows us to purge what is in the way, allows us to connect to deep self-worth, deserving. Just invite that full moon to overlay over your sphere of compassion. And now we give ourselves permission to imagine a world where we don't need to harbor resentment anymore. A world where we've learnt to meet our own needs, speak our own truth, ask for what we want with love, respect our own boundaries and those of others. A world where we've learnt to see the highest good. We've learnt to condition ourselves to ask what good can come from everything. How can I experience gratitude where I have only known separation and lack and judgment? And so we're living in a world where we have conscious relationships. We practice non-violent communication. We accept each other's differences. And we all agree to respecting ourselves, honoring ourselves, having an honest dialogue with our inner being. We feel confident that we can speak up when we need to create balance and harmony where it's needed. Whatever balance means. An exchange that feels good. Let's call that balance. Just imagine that you feel good about the way the world is going. That we experience a sense of contentment and pride in terms of those who we elect as leaders. We feel we have a world that is fueled by love and light. Where when we experience conflict, we seek it as an opportunity to get closer, to bring healing and love where it's needed. And I'm asking you to embody this now as you meet parts of yourself that maybe are going rogue, not wanting to participate. Now create yourself a small sphere of compassion in front of your face. Float it in front of you and let it spin so it starts to act like a vacuum. Just as the star peace codes are coming down, are inspiring this vision of a world that knows how to deal with resentment, that doesn't suppress it, sees it as a sign of imbalance, as an invitation to create more harmony. We've let go of judgment associated with it. So as these energies are coming forward, they're coming through us. We're receptive to them. We're now purging from our inner being the resentments that we've held. Maybe we've inherited them. Maybe we've experienced things directly that we haven't been able to resolve. Maybe there's a resentment towards a physical condition, an unhealed emotional wound. Maybe there's resentment towards our own mental health, well-being, ability to quote unquote cope with life. Releasing any sense of injustice towards the state of the world, the lack of apparent congruence. So the big divide between the rich and the poor, the educated and those who are not educated. Releasing the idea of having a social status that is above or below anyone. Just allow yourself to breathe out everything that's in you that relates to the frequency of resentment into the sphere in front of you. It will come out like black smoke, might be like tar, it could be like dust, it could be like cobwebs. As you breathe in, you're breathing in the light codes. And as you breathe out, just releasing the stuff that puts you in a state of contraction, of judgment, frustration. All that separates you from source, all that is. So wherever you've been experiencing tension in your throat, in your belly, solar plexus, heart, if you've had any injuries or surgeries, just put these parts of your being and these aspects of your being into the sphere in front of you. Just be willing to release resentment on a root level, root cause level, symptoms and causes, all levels of our beingness. Okay, now keep going with that. So you're allowing the release from the cellular, molecular, atomic and subatomic memory, from the waves and particles of the quantum field and photon stream. And we'll now call in the frequency of infinite love as the pure, clear flame of light, love, that transmutes everything into raw creative potential, 0 point energy. This is source, undifferentiated. And this frequency is so high that the density in the sphere starts to disappear, and you'll end up with a pure crystal ball, translucent sphere of light. So let's call it in. I am divine infinite love. I am divine infinite love. I am divine infinite love. I'm just going to bring through the light language now to allow both the purging and the purification. Will then allow us to reset our frequency. So, ishtaraya awanaya kuraya sisiya awanaya ku ushturaya chichiya aranaya ku niya aranaya asarachiya korono aya awanaya ishtaraya chichiya kastaranaya chuaya. Yours is not the role to judge, dear one. It is just to process, to release. Ushturakikiya haranaya uaya awanaya. There is something that you do not like. What is it that you want instead? Do you know? We've all been taught to point the finger on this planet, but very rarely have we been encouraged to seek solution. An eye for an eye is not a solution. Ishtara ia auranaya kie saranaya ia awanaki niheraya sawanaya chura ishtiraya chichichia haranaya su uraya awana. The cycle of blame perpetuates from one generation to the next, so please place your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother and all the bloodline feminines that have brought forth life in your bloodlines into the sphere now to be brought to love. Ishtaraya chiya awanaya kiya haranaya si. Ishtaraya chichiya awanaya aranaya suya. Ishtirakikiya awana koraya awanaya si. Niya awana aya awanaya ku. Ushtuchiya saranaya chi. Nishtiraya aharanaya sawa. Niharanaya suya awanaya kiya. Nishtirachi chi chi hiya. Who are you? If you don't hold resentment inside of you? Who are you if you know how to move density through your body? Well, you're finding out now. So any figure that you resent in this world, anyone that you feel on any level has slighted you personally or in relation to the collective, place them in the sphere. There are quite a few figureheads that played some key roles during the fear-demic. You may be bringing some of those to light, or maybe there are others now that are showing their intention to keep the world in a way that is controlled and suppressed. So anyone that's coming to mind, put them in the sphere, let them be loved up. Nishtirachichiya awanaya kiya. Hiya awanara uaya awanasu. Ushturaya. Are you willing to see this world differently, to see yourself differently? So resentment is no longer a wound. Just admit to yourself the truth there. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring through the diamond fire, which is the violet flame with the diamond dust that reflects the colors of the rainbow. And this will draw from you anything that is still in resonance with holding on to resentment wounding. So let's call it in. I am the diamond fire. I am the diamond fire. I am the diamond fire. Move it through your body, down into the core of the earth. And then from your heart into the sphere in front. Nushturaya awanaya kurana iya awana si eshtaranaya kara awanaya ueya astaraya chichiya haranaya. We are doing a happy dance for you. We are celebrating your liberation. Sturaya chichiya awana. Let this flame move through you. Let it take that which is not yours. Please take it to your sacral chakra. Put your hand on your sacral chakra now. Ishtira chichiya awanaya uraya awanaya siya awana uraya kaharana acharana siya ishtaraya chuchuchuraya siya. Now bring one hand to your throat. Ushturaya chichiya awanaya su nureya awanaya uya awana sasaranaya chi. Nishtira ya chiya kuranaya ku nuraya eya astarayachi. Nishtirachiya ustu uya. Ura. Okay, and then what's being brought through is essentially the Christ light frequency. And this is also the frequency of the RozyGlow galaxy. It's like a golden sunstone. It's shimmering full of stardust. And this is an evolution of the divine masculine, but also the divine feminine frequencies. So I am the Christ-light miracle codes. I am the Christ-light miracle codes. I am the Christ-light miracle codes. Just let them come through you. There's this beautiful golden stardust shimmering. It's like glitter that shines with the sun through your body, creating basically every one of your energy centers is being filled with it, and the outline of your physical body is being strengthened with it. Now anchor it into your earth chakra, send it into the sphere in front, see the sphere, the globe, the energy of the circumference become this golden shimmering stardust light. And it's infiltrating the diamond fire. The rainbow energy is expanding out as the shimmering stardust energy is going in. This beautiful expansion and contraction is going on as this is reshaping your perception into gratitude, into joy, into celebration. For now you know how to honor yourself. You know how to honor life. That energy is there, and that energy is what we're going to take into our light bodies. So let's just anchor it first. Anchor, lock and seal. Recalibrate, align, balance and harmonize. The graceful and gentle integration and full expression in our physical reality and all dimensions of our beings, in all space and time. Thank you. Thank you. Now, create a rainbow bridge from your heart into the sphere. And as you do, step onto that bridge, step into the sphere. And now just allow your light body to absorb all of the energy in that sphere. The golden stardust, the violet flame with the diamond dust, reflect the colors of the rainbow. So your six-pointed star, your diamond shape is looking fabulous. Feel this shift in you. And know that this is an indication of putting your soul in control. By activating your light body in this way, you're saying, hey soul, I'm really ready to see through your eyes. I'm ready to see through the eyes of love. And I'm so strong that there's no more resentment, wounding that can penetrate me and get activated within me. Just created a boundary for it. So now commanding an accitonal alignment with the version of us that is in gratitude, that can take the lessons, turn them into blessings, and step beyond the ways of old, the resentment of old, and practice with joy, speaking love, truth, speaking up for you, what you want and what you need, what you're a yes for and what you're not a yes for. Releasing the guilt, blame, shame, not needing these elements, the judgment, don't need to exist. Feel this shift, and we command this process continues until completion. Anchor, 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 recalibrate, align, balance and harmonize for graceful and gentle integration and full expression in our physical reality, all dimensions of our beingness in all space and all time. Thank you, thank you. Now just imagine we're all holding hands around the world. And imagine that the world's light body is integrated into a diamond shape. And the world is within the diamond shape being like the deck of cards, the diamond in the deck of cards. And that light body around our planet now is shimmering with the stardust, the rainbow dust, the diamond shimmering violet light, sending out a pulse into our universe. The light has won. The light has won. The light has won. I am the light. I am deeply grateful. I am at peace. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. Now feel you as this now. Very gently bring one hand to your heart, one to your lower belly. Start to bring yourself back very slowly, very sweetly. We are complete. And very, very gently come back. Keep coming back. Breathe through your feet. Just reading your little sharing there, Ella. This is powerful. You're really, really ready to clear that. And the golden Christ-like codes will really help with that. Yeah, there's an awful lot of us all clearing our throats because the frustration is we can't actually share in that world outside our honest truth. You can't. Trust me, I learned that 2 years ago when I suddenly became invisible. And it's like, okay, what am I learning here? Well, the secret is we're like water. We flow through the cracks. You need to know the game that's being played. And then you create a new game. And when they don't know the rules of the new game, can't change it. They can't do anything with it, right? So we are the game makers and we're the game changers. But one thing that is in our power is our imagination. At the moment, most of us use it to worry, to stress, to project scenes we don't want rather than the scenes we do want. That's why entertainment is so powerful, and why I want every one of you to realize what powerful co-creators you are. Like all of us are. We're co-creating all around, all the time. Look at your life. It's your co-creation. Most of it is subconscious. That's why the deep subconscious reprogramming needs to be done. And I know there's lots of modalities. What I offer is like the foundation of all you've inherited across cultural, societal, religious, familial, and gender-based, socioeconomic-based. All these different layers, there are key things that we are all tapped into. When you clear that, then it's so much easier to deal with the individual bits. But if you're just seeking the individual bits without having drained the pond, as it were, then you're stabbing around in the dark, basically looking for a needle in a haystack. Now, I found the needle in the haystack in my life in terms of the sacred union I wanted, the circumstances I wanted to co-create. And this is it. It's like, allow yourself to own what you want. And most of us don't know exactly what that is, which is why I'm very excited about the 5-day challenge that's coming up, because that's what we're going to be getting clear on. And once you have that clarity, it's so much easier to then know where you're at in terms of what you actually want to create. The same with the retreat. You know, the retreat is for everyone who gives and doesn't receive, doesn't know how to receive. Okay. And accessing the infinite well of joy. What does that mean? It's true. It's not something we're making up. Okay. How do you access it? How can you access more of it? So you replenish. You're not giving from empty. We're not here to build the world through the old ways. We're creating new ways. So thank you all so much for being here and participating. Has anyone got anything that they would like to share before we bring this to a close? And again, I'm just going to say to everyone just before you do that we're going to be making a beautiful offer for those of you who do want to join me for the year-long training of Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless. Now we're offering it at different rates. So there's should be a version for everyone's pocket. If you're ready, to invest in 4 figures plus. What I will say to you is book your desire mapping call now. I'm going away for a week, and then we're going to be running the 5-day challenge a week later. So book your desire mapping call if you're interested in doing the deep work. We can then work out where you're at, where you want to be, what the best option for you is. And if it's just not in your field yet, for £48 a month, you can join my online multidimensional yoga, which gets you super, super ready for the deeper work. There's one thing I see across the board: it's increase in finances, in health, in wealth, in happiness, in purpose. The therapists that come out of having done the program, they're already therapists, they're already doing some kind of healing therapy work or modality. What happens once they've done the multidimensional training is off the scale. Now, this is for you, but you can take what you learn and work with your clients with it as well. There's 2 levels that we're going to be offering at: foundation and then practitioner level, which is when I train you to coach as I coach, right? So that's all there for you. But remember, the yoga is the starting point. It's not something that's on the side. It's part of it, as is the Divine Legacy upgrade, which is now a small cost as you've joined our mailing list. If you haven't joined it yet, you've got the rainbow gems you get for free, which will again access your soul truth and help you. So what do we have here? We have, and every time I breathed out, I felt stuff leaving my body, just like the detoxes in Fearless. Good, good. And same, Anne, I felt like so much density was being pulled out. So Anne and Gemma have both done the Fearless program, okay? And this is it. There's always a mixture, those of you who have and those of you who haven't. Gemma's now doing human design work. She's off the scale, right? When people join us for the year-long container, you get a session with Gemma as part of it. Just had a belief encoding session yesterday with another graduate. I'm just going to be incorporating her work into the course, because once you do the deep stuff, all of it, then it's so much easier to work with these other things and go, oh, there's this, this, this. So we just bring it all in. We want you to have the biggest shift you possibly can in the shortest amount of time with grace, ease, and joy. No point in it being horrendous. We've done enough of that. So I'm going to leave it there. I've got so much love for all of you. Thank you so much for showing up and for this world service. What we anchored at the end was so beautiful. There is a frigging huge diamond around the earth right now. Our light body is sacred union integration. Amazing. And if you missed the Sacred Union masterclass, remember that replay is available for purchase. Off the scale, again, never offered anything like that before. Check it out. It's all here for you. It's all here. Okay. If you're loving the vibe, you know you're in the right place. I love you. Thank you for being part of my community. Thank you for being part of this. And if you don't know what the RozyGlow galaxy is, it is the galaxy of divine grace, revelation. It is peace, joy, and grace frequency combined. So that's what we're signing up to. So much love. Take care for now. And I'll put the link to the desire mapping call in the text box for everyone. All right. Bye.